So the mantra for February in the hub is pretty simple. Head up, heart open. I felt like I needed this reminder, easy daily. Every time I wake up in the morning, I have a Post-it right next to my bedside that I always keep the mantra, head up, heart open. We're almost a year in to health pandemic and all the trickiness of the past year. It's like, okay, we've just got to keep moving and hit the walls when we hit the walls and then get back up. So I hope the practice gives us that. Today, I'm going to do some breakdown of our Vinyasa flow. Usually when you hear this word Vinyasa flow in a class, it's talking about you're going to do a lot of the chaturanga to cobra to downward facing dog, that sort of thing. Vinyasa really references, though, the connection of just movement and breath, or simply being aware of your breath as you're moving your body. Simple as that. So we'll play with that throughout class today. Take a comfortable seat, sit nice and tall through the spine. Take a moment to turn your gaze low or close the eyes. Settle into your breath. And I usually say watch your breath, but really be involved with your breath. Let your stomach expand, the ribs, the chest through every inhale. And then feel a release from the top of the chest through the ribs back down to the belly on every exhale. Follow this pattern of breath. Be in the pattern of breath. So even here in a relatively still seat, you see the movement, the participation of breath and body together. I'd like to open with a short reading from Christina Sell, one of my favorite asana teachers, and she also writes a lot about the intersection of body and spirit. And this comes from her book, My Body is a Temple. Starting with a quote from the Katha Upanishad, the soul, smaller than the small, greater than the great, is hidden in the hearts of all living creatures. And she says, when two opposing forces are balanced, the place of balance is called the middle. The teachings of Kashmir Shaivism suggest that when opposites are in their optimal relationship of creative tension, an opening of the heart occurs. As yoga practitioners, we are continually instructed to balance effort with ease, freedom with discipline, zeal with detachment, and so on. These pairs of opposites are at the heart of building a temple of the body. Play with the opposing forces of the body today as we practice. Roll your shoulders up and back a few times. And then roll your shoulders forward and down a few times. Let the shoulders be relaxed and send chin down to your chest and rock the head from side to side. Inhale as you swing to one side. Exhale as you swing to the second side. Back and forth you go. And then keep chin down to the chest. Both hands behind the head. Give a little press of the head into the hands. So we find this light stretch from the top of the spine down to the tailbone. Pull the navel in towards the spine to find the strength along the front side here. So we think strength on one side, the opposing is the stretch. Release the hands, lift the head. As you open the eyes, stretch the arms all the way up to the sky and look high. And then exhale, set the hands down and twist to the right. Inhale, lift the arms back up. Exhale, lower the hands to the second side, twist. Inhale, lift both arms up. And then lean to the side, right hand down. Keep the top arm up and look up. Inhale, take both arms up. Take the left hand down to the side as you exhale and look up towards the sky. And one more time, inhale, lift the arms high. This time, palms down, right into the center. Greet your intention. Head up, open heart. And then fold over, reach your arms way out in front of you. And then roll over your legs to find child's pose. Knees a bit apart, big toes together. Reach the arms out in front. And here in child's pose, there's this bit of softening as you round in the spine. Feel your breath in the belly push against your legs or right in between the legs here. And from that softening, also see the strength and the growth. Walk the fingertips out as far as you can. Stay on fingertips rather than flat palms. Lift the forearms, elbows, upper arm bones to the sky so there's a hollowing in the armpit. Like tug of war with someone taking your hands in one direction and pulling your hips back and down in the opposing direction here. Long reach. Walk both hands over to the right side. And then that tug of war is more of just someone pulling your left hand away from you as you try to pull your left hip back closer to your heels. Walk the hands across the center. Do the same to the second side. Walk the hands across. And then come back to the middle. Rise up to all fours. Place the hands right underneath the shoulders and the knees right underneath the hips. And do cat and cow. Let the spine move back and forth, up and down here. As always, the speed, the exact movement, fully up to you. But since our focus today is on the vinyasa, on the matching of breath and movement together, think inhale for cow pose. Exhale for cat pose. And take the entire length of your inhale to send belly low, chest forward, eyes and tailbone high. The entire length of your exhale to press hands down, knees down, round your back and drop the head. Back and forth for a few rounds of breath here. And then change to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes and lift your hips up and back. In down dog, Pedal out the feet, shake out your head, do the things that feel great for you. And then find a more still position in downward facing dog. Press both heels evenly towards the mat. Both hands down and forward evenly towards the front of the mat. Take a nice deep bend in your knees now and walk your hands backwards to your feet. Ragdoll position. Hold on to your elbows, sway a little bit from side to side. Let a few breaths out through the mouth, release. And slowly roll on up. Shoulders relax up and back a couple of times. Just like from that very first seated position, then change the shoulders forward and down a couple of times. Take a nice slow walk to the front end of your yoga mat. Set your hands over your heart, over your belly. Feel free to sway a little bit, whatever helps you to connect. Feel your breath underneath your hands, your life force. Lift the chin just a little bit. Smile from that life force, from the fullness of you. And then inhale, lift both arms up to the sky. Reach as high as you can. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees and drape the torso over your legs. Half lift. Take the hands to your thighs and extend from the hips out to the crown of the head. Fold back to the feet. And then on your inhale, stand up again. Lift the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. So I want to do this a few times to open us up. Inhale, lift up. It's our half sun salutation. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Maybe try hands to shins here. And fold back down. Inhale, stand up, reach the arms all the way to the sky. And palms together, center of the chest, so you find that intention, the heart space, and the centering each time. Okay, go again. Inhale, lift the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, reach the arms to the sky. And palms together, center of the chest. Exactly like that. One more time. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands could even stay fingertips on the floor if your body's offering that much length in the hamstrings. And then fold back over. Next inhale, stand up, reach the arms high. Palms together, center of the chest. Go back to your forward fold. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot back into your lunge. Inhale, straighten the right leg more. Exhale and bend. So get the flow of the breath moving with your legs here. Inhale, tour towards straight. Exhale, bend. Couple of times more. Inhale, towards straight. Exhale, bend. You can even lift the right toes off the mat as you straighten the leg. And then exhale, bend, stay right here. Lift the right hand to the sky so you get a twist. Take the right hand to the inside of your foot, spin the back heel down. Down dog lunge, walk your hands out over the front corner of the mat. Last week after class, Jennifer was asking how much weight should I have in my hands in this position? Not much. Try to push the weight especially into your back leg so that it doesn't all sink into the front thigh. Again, be mindful of your breath as you stay in this static position. And then walk the hands back in, lift the back heel up, and step the left foot all the way forward. Pause here for a couple of breaths in Uttanasana. Let's try it on the second side. Keep the left foot forward. Step your right foot back into your long, low lunge. And move with your breath. Inhale, towards straight. Exhale and bend. 4 times with your breath. Be your guide, your best teacher. At the end of the 4th exhale, stay in your lunge and take the left hand up for twisted or revolved low lunge. Keep squaring off the hips. Think left hip back, right hip forward. And then take the left hand to the inside of your feet, spin the back heel down. Again, the hands could even come off of the ground to get all of the weight really centered into the legs. And then it's just a setting very lightly to the fingertips, getting a little more length in the spine, openness across shoulders and chest, but mostly we're thinking legs and hips here. Walk your hands in, pick up your back heel, and step forward, both feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift, hands to thighs, shins or fingertips to the floor to get the most length out of your spine. A little stretch through the back of the legs at the same time, and then fold over. Always a gentle bend in the knees to stand up so we're not straining there. Lift the arms to the sky. And bring palms all the way together, center of the chest. Okay, big full sun salutation. Inhale, lift the arms high. Then exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Step back to plank position, top of our push-up. I want you to hold here at the top of your push-up. Look down at your hands. Make sure you've spread wide through all 10 fingers. Grip the earth underneath all 10 finger pads. Try to push a little more weight into the thumb and first finger. If you do just a little bit of a rock from side to side, you can see how that changes. And then try to stay centered with more weight, thumb and first finger. Bring your attention a little lower in the body. Squeeze your glutes, tone your abdomen. Think tailbone long towards your heels. And keep looking more forward rather than down. Stay in plank, but lower your knees right where they are so the arms can stay absolutely straight. And notice that you're still working. Plenty to be done, whether we're on toes or knees, and you can always take either form. Okay, let's go flat down, lay onto your belly. Keep the hands exactly where they are and turn and press the top of the feet down to the mat. As you push the top of the feet down to the mat, engage your quads, your thighs, almost like they want to lift away from the mat. Okay, keep walking up your body until you shrug your shoulders to your ears. Shrug, shrug, shrug. And then squeeze the shoulders more up to the sky. You might say onto your back or together. Now push into your hands and lift your chest and belly off of the mat. Try to lift from the belly button and higher. Cobra, squeeze the elbows close into the body. Bhujangasana, bhuj is translated as shoulders. Shoulder opening pose here. Lie all the way back down. And then it's a reverse push-up to go to child's pose. Keep the arms as straight as you can. Tuck your toes and change to downward facing dog. Lift your hips up. So all positions that I know that you know, we're just breaking it down a tiny bit more. Look forward in between your hands. Bend your knees and walk it up. Half lift. Fingertips to ground, to shins or the thighs. Get your length in the spine. Exhale, fold over. And bend the knees to stand all the way up and reach the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. I want to go slow one more time through that entire sun salutation. Lift the arms up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, half lift. Step back to plank. Focus on your feet this time in plank. Can you squeeze the feet all the way together? Heels together. And when we squeeze the heels in, it makes me squeeze my legs stronger. That's why I want that to happen. And then rock on your toes forward and back. So as you come forward, it creates more flexion in the wrist. Shoulders go a little beyond the line of the wrist. But also, same thing happening in your feet, especially as you push your heels back, a little more stretch in the calves there. And then try to stay in your center. Hold the pose, not your breath. The vinyasa, the connection of breath and body still happening in those static moments. As slowly, as carefully as you can, lower down, chest right in between the hands. Flip front of the feet down. Push the feet down to feel the strengthening in the thighs and glutes. Shrug the shoulders up, onto the back. Press into your hands and lift a little higher. Maybe the front of the pelvis now comes off of the mat for a little taller cobra pose. And then lower it all the way down. And push back to child's pose. Arms stay straight, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Most days I take that transition, child's pose before downward facing dog. It's easier on our shoulders. Look forward in between the hands. And then take a walk or one big step up to the top. Inhale, half lift. I think you guys know I'm all about longevity in the practice. Exhale and fold. And so it's finding how this flow, sun salutations, can stay healthy for a lifetime. Lift up. Palms together, center of the chest. Okay, we'll start to add on a little bit and go a little quicker. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Step back to plank. You pick toes or knees, but keep your arms straight, belly strong, and then lower flat down to the mat. Press into the hands and feet to lift the chest up for cobra, really mindful the entire time today. Go back down, and then reverse push up into child's pose, push back. Do downward facing dog, and here's where we're adding on. Lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. Step it all the way forward in between your hands. Keep the back heel lifted, bring the torso upright, and take the arms overhead for high lunge. In this high lunge, I want you to keep as much as you possibly can, but push your left heel down onto the mat so the foot will rotate out a little bit, and we want to try to keep as much of the rest of the posture as possible. Pull the right hip back in space. Squeeze the glutes. That's the work. Lower the hands down around your front foot. Step back, plank position. And then lift the hips for down dog. Lift the left leg up into the air. Inhale. Exhale, step the foot all the way forward in between. Take a breath there. And then come upright. Make the back leg as straight as you can the entire time. No bend in the back knee. Keep descending through the front thigh. Again, everything stays the same except spin the right heel down to the ground. It'll turn the toes out. If we're not putting a lot of emphasis on the back foot, you're probably on your big toe, not much on the pinky toe. Try to spread the weight out to the outer edge of the foot. It's gonna take that right hip back a little bit. It's okay. Focus on getting the outer edge of the foot down and the left hip back. Lower the hands either side of the foot. Step back to plank. Lift the hips, downward facing dog, and take several breaths. Okay, look forward in between the hands. Walk or step all the way to the front. Half lift. Forward fold. Stand up, inhale, lift the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Doing well. Let's inhale, lift the arms back up. We'll keep adding on here. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half lift. Okay, this time I'm gonna kind of change up the order. So I want you to keep your right foot forward, step the left foot back. Take the hands to the hips, lift up, arms overhead, high lunge. Spin the back heel down so you see warrior one. So our combination becomes high lunge to warrior one. On your next exhale, turn to the side and change to warrior two. So the focus, the energy of the body is all out and long side of the mat, but you can still look over your front fingertips. Stay here for one more breath. And then cartwheel the hands down around the front foot. Step back to plank. Okay, this is the add-on. Take it or leave it. Right leg a couple of inches above the ground. Can you keep that leg up as you lower down? Once you find your belly to the mat, take 2 feet down. Do regular old cobra here. Come all the way back down. Pause here for a moment. All the way back down. I want you to really lock those elbows into your side. Squeeze your glutes and legs like crazy. Tuck your toes. So with tucked toes and really strong and engaged legs, your knees and thighs should be off of the yoga mat. Do what you can. Push into your hands. Can you hover right above the mat? And then let yourself fall back down. And then use your knees down, but still the energy of the squeeze in the legs. And try to hover again. And then fall back down. Last time, you go all the way up to the top of your push-up. Use those knees or go from straight legs. Ready? Hover, straight arms. Downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back. Lift the right leg back up into the air and step it all the way through. So we're doing that same combination of poses on both ends of our sun salutation. Same leg. Arms to the sky, high lunge. Exhale, press the back heel down. Warrior one. Exhale again, open hips and shoulders for warrior two. Exhale again, hands to the mat, step forward. Okay, it's like that. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, arms to the sky. Exhale, palms together, center of the chest. Pay attention to the breath. How does it translate into how you feel? Okay, head up, heart open. Let's give it a go on the second side. Lift the arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Again, it's the lunge first. Left foot forward. Step your right foot back into your long, low lunge. Come upright. High lunge, arms to the sky. So it's like the first time around, kind of finding our balance, finding our way in the poses. We'll add on warrior one, spin the back heel down. Give it a couple of breaths. First time for warrior two on this side. Open hips and shoulders, body energy to the side. Gaze still over the front fingertips. And then slide the hands down either side of the front foot. Step back to plank. Here's the extra. Lift the left foot a couple of inches off the ground. Point out to the toes so everything stays really strong and engaged. With as much control and slow as possible, lower down, flat against your mat. And then both feet go flat. Cobra, peel the chest up. Think broad across the collarbone here. Lower it back down, pause. This is where we try low push-up to high push-up. So you tuck your toes, engage the legs. Hug the elbows into the side. Look forward, head up, right? And then do what you can to hover. Push into your hands even for just a second and then lower it down. Make it a little more doable. Press your knees down, but keep the excitement in the legs and hover again. And then lower. And then you decide which of those two options to take you all the way to the top of your push-up. and into down dog. Lift the left leg high, three-legged dog. Step all the way through. Here we are with the breath. Arms overhead, inhale, high lunge. Exhale, spin the back heel down, warrior one. Exhale, open the arms out to the side, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down around the front foot and step forward. Stay here for a breath in your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Okay, picking up the pace just a little bit. Same sort of thing, but we're adding warrior three. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, half lift. We step back to our low lunge. We know this now. Come up to high lunge. Warrior one. Warrior two. The hips have to change again here. We'll slow it down. Take the back hand to your left hip and guide it as you lift the back heel back to the front of the mat. With both arms to the sky, you can do a couple of hops in. And then once you're ready, tilt torso forward and lift your left leg up. So we're gonna say this is the ungraceful entry. We're just tiptoeing our way until we get the best we can. Hold it for a couple of breaths. Bottom knee can certainly be bent. Go for a straighter leg as your hamstrings allow. I've got a wall that I can hang on to. I'm gonna use it. No reason not to. And then lower all the way into your low lunge. Step back to plank. Here we are with that add-on. Right leg up, lower down. Right into cobra now. Okay, come back down. Keep the squeeze of the elbows in, shoulders, chin a little lifted. Tuck the toes. From toes or knees, push up and back to down dog. Lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. Step it all the way forward. Now exhale, come up, high lunge. Exhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Exhale, warrior three. Two feet to the ground. Half lift. Forward fold. Stand up, arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Fun times, right? We've got one more side here. Lift up. Exhale, fold. Go with the pace of your breath to start with. Half lift. Keep left foot forward. Step your right foot back. Come up to high lunge. Do warrior one, back heel down. Do warrior two. And then we take our time, the first time, just kind of imprinting on the body. You're still breathing, but we're gonna worry less about where the inhale and exhale goes. Hold on, right hand to your hip. Pick up your back heel and re-rotate to the front. Tap it in until you're ready Forward tilt of the torso, back tilt of the hip, lift the right leg, extend both arms. So kind of imprinting that warrior three here. It's a T shape in the body, square off the hips as much as possible. And then drop the hands down, drop the leg, find a low lunge. Plank pose. Lower to the mat. Ooh, I forgot. If you did not do, I'm going to redo. Left leg up. A little extra work in the glutes for us today as you lower down. And then cobra. Come back down from cobra. This doesn't always happen in a faster vinyasa. I find it really important for setting the body, not overtaxing the shoulders and wrists. So we're coming back down, but you lift chin and chest a little bit. Tuck the toes, make the legs strong with toes or knees. Come to the high push-up. And then down dog. So that you're not rolling into that push-up. It's a straight line. Lift your left leg high. Step it all the way through. And we find our beats with the breath. Exhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior one. Big open of the hips. Exhale, warrior two. Now, glide into warrior three. Exhale, step through, lift the legs, extend the arms. Forward fold, place the right foot beside your left. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Take it in. I always feel like the concentration, the vinyasa practice connects me to my love of dance. How does it help you connect? From here, place your hands at your waist. Push down through your left foot and pick up your right foot for tree pose. Anywhere along the line of the leg. Above or below the knee, I should say though. Above or below the knee. Ooh. Push your foot into your leg, leg into the foot. Try to extend the knee out to the side and the toes down to the floor. Reach the arms up. Do you feel more expansive in the pose and breath with your arms wide? Do that. Does it help you to stabilize, to press hands together? Try that. Eagle pose, wrap the lifted leg over your standing leg. Bring the right elbow under the left. Unwrap your right leg, send it back like warrior three. Take your torso a little forward and down. Lower your right leg all the way down so that you can come into a high lunge with your arms in eagle arms. And then friends, ever so slowly lower your back knee down to the mat. With the back knee down on the mat, send your hips a little down and forward. But the more that you lower the hips, the more I want you to lift your arms and torso and look up towards the sky. So if you get a little creak in the waist or in the low back, I tend to, a little snap there. I've got to stay more lifted. You don't have to go as low. Keep it in balance. Bringing us back to those first words. Darshan of the heart, staying engaged in the heart. We have to be both strong and soft. Release your arms, take them around your front leg. Lift the back knee and step back to plank. Lower down to the mat. Pick it up for cobra. That's the soft, strong, open heart there. And then almost all strength, but the humility to let the strength happen is the up push-up. Downward facing dog. Look to your hands, make your walk forward. Half lift, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Take your time, hands to the waist. Place your left foot onto the right leg for tree pose, Vrksasana. Again, static pose, more held pose. And just paying attention to how the breath works through us as we hold a pose. Take the arms where you find your best balance. Eagle pose. Wrap the lifted leg over the standing leg. Take the left arm under the right. You stay there. Warrior 3 with eagle arms. Unwrap the left leg. Keep it in the air. Kick it back behind you as you tilt forward. Exhale, lower the left leg down. Come into your high lunge. Still in eagle arms. You take the entire length of your next exhale to set the back knee down onto the mat. With control, add a little more hip down, arms up. And slowly release the arms, take the hands either side of the front foot, pick up your back knee, step back to plank. Lower in between your hands, heart open, cobra pose. Take the time to come all the way down, set well through your hands and feet, shoulders, chin up a bit. And then top of your push-up, down dog. Look in between your hands and walk forward. Come halfway up, forward fold. Stand all the way up, reach the arms to the sky, and bring palms together, center of the chest. Okay, release the arms down, give everything a bit of a shake. So each of those Vinyasa flow sequences that we've done are a part of the Yoga Hour Sequence 7 that I'll be pulling in throughout all of our classes this month. The other big piece of the Sequence 7 is a back bend and arm balance series. We'll take that later in the month, okay? Let's give ourselves just a wide open stance here. Toes straight ahead, heels straight back forward fold. So wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Take as much weight forward in the feet as you have back in your heels. If your head goes all the way down to the mat, heel toe your feet a little more narrow so that you have some release, some space between the head and the ground. I don't want you to have to worry about weight there. Let it be. Hands can stay about in line with the feet in the center, or hold on to your ankles with the elbows bent out to the side. Use a little more force to extend torso down, head in. It's up to you. Think of this like your static cool down from all of the flow and movement. Breathe how you want to breathe. Feel how you're going to feel. Look towards your right foot. Turn it out just a little bit, and then sway over towards your right side. You can sit your hips down lower and reach the arms out in front of you, so you're in a squat leg on your right leg, and a nice long adduction stretch on your left leg. This one's a hard one. Stay higher in the hands like you do in down dog lunge, if that works better. Higher in the hips, higher in the feet. And then we'll go over to the other side. Walk the hands over. I've got both toes turned out, both feet turned out. To sit the hips down lower, I've got to lift my right foot off of the ground now, my toes off of the ground. And then go back to your center. Heel toe the feet in enough that you can come up, hands or elbows to the knees, and kind of massage the inner thighs out. So you're getting into a good inner thigh, inner groin stretch. And set the hands down, turn the feet back to parallel. And you're probably in a more narrow, wide-legged forward fold now. Hands to the hips, point the elbows up to the sky, press down into your feet, and come upright. Heel toe the feet in. Give it a little bit of shake. Let's come up to the front of the mat. I always forget the name of Skandasana in the moment that we're doing it. That's what I was thinking about there. So Skandasana is that side-to-side pose that we just did. I find it to be hard, and so therefore I lose the words. Lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Keep the right foot forward, step your left foot back into your long, low lunge where we've been going the whole time. But now we're changing to pigeon. Pull the right heel into your body and change. Knee down, heel towards the left hip. Walk the left leg back until you're down on your forearms. Extend the back leg long behind you. Can you try even going all the way down to the forehead? Let the upper body really release and relax here. Okay, come back up to your forearms if you are lower down. We're transitioning from this pose into a forearm plank. So I want your elbows down, interlace your hands so that your hands to elbows form a bit of a triangular shape. Tuck the back toe, get the back leg strong, lift the knee, the thighs up like we've been doing to get into that upper push-up position all class. And then can you find the same strength in the belly and slide the right foot back until you're in forearm plank. From forearm plank, walk your toes more forward towards your elbows till you're in dolphin pose. In dolphin pose, look back at your feet. Next week, we'll play more in dolphin and towards our forearm stand. So just quick little preview. Big upper back work. And then look forward at your hands and walk your feet back. Lower your knees to the mat. Push your way to child's pose. Keep arms straight, hands on the ground, tuck your toes, go to downward facing dog. Okay, look to your hands and walk it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Palms together, center of the chest. Second side, lift the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot stays forward, step the right foot back into your long, low lunge. Flat hands. Pick the left heel up into the chest. And then set the left knee behind the left wrist, heel towards the right side. Lower the back knee, walk the back leg out. Come down to your forearms. Give it a couple of breaths. Choose to stay there or go lower to the forehead. And then work your way back to the forearms. Take the clasp of the hands again. Or, more challenging, you can keep the hands apart, forearms apart, so that you're making more like a box shape. Tuck the back toes, lift the back leg, gauge the belly, and slip your left leg back to the right. We always want the elbows no wider than the shoulders when we're working forearm plank. And then to dolphin, walk your feet more forward. We're trying to get our hips to lift up over the line of the shoulders. If you've chosen to take your hands wide rather than clasp, notice what the change is. Keep pushing down through thumb and first finger side of your hand. And then everyone walk it back to your plank. Knees down. Child's pose. Sink your hips back to the heels. Keep the arms straight. So it's an engaged, strong child's pose, even with the softness of breath against your legs. Tuck the toes, do downward facing dog. Last time to come forward today, walk it in. Half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, palms over the heart. Take the hands straight out in front of you, about shoulder height. Lift up to the toes on releve here. Strengthen the glutes, the quads, the belly. Try to keep the heels lifted, but go into a squat. So bend the knees, heels lifted, Utkatasana, and then it goes lower, lower, lower. Drop the hands down and find yourself seated against your mat. Extend the legs straight out in front of you. Flex the feet, point the toes high. Keep this connection of breath moving with the body movement. So inhale, lift high. Exhale, forward fold. And I want to do this round a couple of times. Inhale, kind of roll up, lift up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold over. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold over. Stay here. Paschimottanasana, our seated forward fold. Hold on to the ground, your legs or your feet. Anytime you find any strain or pain in the back or in the hamstrings, just bend the knees to allow more space, more ease. We're not looking for suffering in this practice. We're looking for balance. And take your time to change, come back upright. We'll slide the hips forward so that you can lie down onto your back. A similar kind of moving bridge pose, 4 times up and down, and then we'll hold up. So reach your hands to brush close to your heels, have your feet about hip distance apart, toes straight ahead. Push down through the feet, shoulders, head, and inhale, lift the hips. And not just one big thrust, but like slowly with the breath, lift up. And then exhale, slowly with the breath, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Entire length of the inhale to get you to the highest peak of your bridge, and then exhale, entire length of the exhale to take it back down to the mat. 2 more breaths like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale as you lift, press through your big toes. Keep pressing through big toes as you lower. Next, inhale, lift and stay. Hold on to the sides of your mat or interlace the hands under you and roll the shoulders more in. Continue to squeeze the glutes. We've got that strong back, open heart here. And lower it down. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Rock a little bit. Take the hands to a T shape. Drop both knees over to the right for supine twist here. Make it easy. Move the knees across your center over to the left. Back to the middle. Yogis, any last unwinding movement that you'd like, please take it here. And from your unwinding, go to Shavasana. In Shavasana, lie back or find a seat of meditation so that you find stillness and ease as much as possible in the body. From the movement and concentration of breath and movement together, now is the time to let it go. See the breath, notice the breath, feel the breath, but don't try to change it. Just be. Allow the movement of the breath from within to release and relax every part of your body, from the toes up the legs, the trunk of your body, the shoulders down the arms, from the hands back up the arms into the shoulders, the neck, the head. Relax your face. Let it be. Yogis, you are in your space, your home. Take longer here as you wish. For those that are ready, bring the movement back into your fingers and toes. Again, connection of breath and body together. Stretch out. Pull the knees in, roll to one side, perhaps stay in that fetal position for a breath or two. And then make your way back to a seated position. Hold your heart in your hands. through each practice, through each day of this month, head up, heart open. Just that willingness to keep looking ahead. Let's close this time together in the sound of Om. If you'd like to sing along, please do. You, of course, are welcome to listen or to tune it out. Empty out your breath here and take a deep breath in. And from the light within me, I bow and honor that light within each of you, all of us. Namaste. All right, thank you all for practice today.